Hello, YouTube. Me and my dad was talking about something last night, and I wanted to talk about it on my channel because it's a good topic up for discussion. And I was like, why not talk about it? You know, today is Saturday, January 27th. I'm so happy because the month is almost over. January is just like the coldest month. The past few days it hasn't been that cold, so that's good. Right now it's 43 degrees. Today I don't have much planned other than a concert tonight with Vincent Bohannon. His choir is excellent. It's just, I was kind of thrown off when he said, dress to impress. Like, what does that even mean? Like, dress to impress who? You know? And that goes into the topic I'm talking about. Me and my dad was talking about, he has an issue with gay people that are active in the church, that are active ministers and stuff like that. And I was telling him, I said, you can't say that it's wrong to be gay and in ministry when you have a lot of single mothers that's in ministry. And he's like, well, that's their past. No, it's not. You can't tell me that women who have 3, 4, 5 kids out of wedlock, they not still fornicating. You can't convince me of that, especially when the kids are close in age. You can't convince me that even these men who don't have kids, they virgins. Like, you got pastors that are single and they don't have any children, but that doesn't mean that they're virgins. So I said all that to say this. We are all going to the same lake of fire, right? So you can't say it's because someone's out openly gay that they can't be a part of ministry. That's not fair. Do I agree with the lifestyle? No. But at the end of the day, some of our, he even said it too, most musicians are gay. So what are you going to do? Oh, they should be kicked out the ministry. You wouldn't have a church. And it's sad to say that, but it's true. Because you have a lot of in the closet gays, right? They're not going to come out and say that they gay, or they may not be feminine. Like, it's hard. It's easy to spot when someone's feminine, right? But when somebody's not feminine, it's kind of like hard to tell. But that was the topic that we was talking about. Like, why is it okay for a lot of ministers to remarry when the Bible clearly says you're not supposed to do that? You're not even supposed to get divorced. God hates divorce. But we accept that because, oh, he's straight. Or even in our own family, women that have 3, 4 kids out of wedlock, the fathers are not around, and they are ministers and elders and everything else. So then when somebody who's gay, you can't condemn them. Who are we to condemn them? Who are we to say? And it's a lot of things. Like, it says the Sabbath day you're supposed to keep it holy. It doesn't say anything about going to church. Going to church was a man-made thing. So don't let anybody tell you, oh, you doomed for failure if you don't go to church. No, it was a man-made thing that was made up by religious people so they could collect money. And that goes back into history. If you study Martin Luther, he was against that because the original Christians or Catholics, you couldn't join the church if you didn't have money. That was one of the rules. And so Martin Luther, not Martin Luther King, guys, the white Martin Luther. Martin Luther, look this up. Martin Luther was a Protestant. So if it wasn't for Martin Luther, we wouldn't have Pentecostal, we wouldn't have Baptist, we wouldn't have none of these denominations. Back in the 12th century, everybody was Catholic. See, this is what they don't tell you. Everybody was Catholic, right? So all these little denominations and stuff like that is man-made, I'm telling you. So when somebody tries to condemn you and say, oh, well, you don't believe in this, you don't believe in that. No, I'm not brainwashed. I do research, I read a lot, and I come to my own findings, right? To each their own. So to say that a person shouldn't do this or do that, where's the research? Where's your receipts, right? And then the place that I'm going to tonight, it says on the flyer, dress to impress. Dress to impress who? This not the club. You know what I'm saying? Even in the club, there's times when I've worn jeans in a club and they didn't feel no type of way. And it's come as you are type of atmosphere. And that's why people prefer to go to the club than to church. Because in church, they judge you. They automatically assume things if you're not dressed a certain way. Who wants to go through that on a weekend? You know what I'm saying? You got to go through enough BS at work. We have to go to work. We don't have to go nowhere else, right? So that's what I wanted you to stop and think. And like I said, some people might watch this like, oh, is she turning atheist? Oh, God. You know? I'm not saying you should be atheist or anything, but stop and think and research for yourself. That's what I teach people. Don't tell me any BS about, well, this is how I was raised. No. So how are you raising your children? How, what research have you done on your own? Because the scripture also says it is good to fellowship with one another. Again, it doesn't say anything about a church building. I could fellowship with you at a barbecue. I could fellowship with you at the movies. I could fellowship with you over the phone. It never said to go into the temple. It never said to go into a church. And every time I ask this to people, they can never back up, they can never back up what they say. Everything that I say, I could back it up. I have receipts. And that's important. That's why I tell anybody, with any beliefs that you have, I don't care if you Christian, Buddhist, whatever, have your receipts. Where are your receipts? I got mine. I'm ready. I know what I'm talking about. So that's what I urge for people. And for people out there that you may be a minister or whatever, be careful what you put on your flyers. And I understand you might be looking, because I do know people who they don't want worldly people in their church. I've heard people say that. There's a certain type of people, they don't, not everybody wants the unchurched in their church. And I get that. Not everybody cares about real ministry. Some people just whatever. But when you say things like come dressed to impress and church attire, what is church attire? If for a person that may not know, you telling people that they should, what if they don't have an outfit? What if they have a regular, I'm an assistant teacher, right? The same thing I have on right here, this is what I wear to work. A hoodie, jeans. I'm comfortable when I go to work. I might wear my dress sweater, whatever. Every now and again, I might wear my boots, but I don't dress up every day. I don't feel comfortable dressing up every day. And today is Saturday, it's cold, and y'all switch the location. People got to take trains. I'm curious as to say, why would you put that on a flyer? And for me, I already purchased tickets, but that's very discouraging. I've been going to church all my life. I don't go every Sunday, but that's just a turn off to say that. Oh, dress to impress. Dress to impress who? Why would you even put that on a flyer? You're supposed to put come as you are. Is this the club? Because in the club, they be grown and sexy. But if you come in there with jeans, they don't turn you away. They don't look down at you. And I said that to my father, people prefer going to the club because you could be yourself in a club. Nobody's looking down at you. Everybody's friendly. I've never had nobody be mean to me in a club. Never. Ever. And for the most part, yes, I do dress up because most of the time when I go to the club, it's either my birthday or somebody else's birthday. But there's times when I've worn my jeans in the club. I've worn sneakers in the club before. And the bartender was nice to me. Sometimes you get a 2-for-1 special. They check up on you, the bouncers. If they even think that you're drunk, you're going to have a bouncer come and, It's just like, I guess the instincts of some people, they'll come and check up on you like, you all right, sis? You okay? It's just that natural thing. In church, they don't do that. So, I know that somebody gonna look out for me. Somebody gonna make sure I get an Uber home. Somebody's gonna look out for me in the club. I know that. Bars included, for the most part. The waitress, the waiter, anything that happens, they gonna be like, you with shorty? Okay. Like, people look out for each other in the club. And for my club goers, am I lying? No. They look out for you in the club. If you're not dressed a certain way, they not gonna say nothing. The only way they'll say something is like if your behavior is like annoying. But they could say, just like I remember in my early 20s, my friend was having a birthday and she was like, oh, they said no flats, no sandals. I said, I'm wearing my sandals. It said that on the website, but they didn't turn me away. I still was dressed nice, but I'm not going to be wearing heels on a train. I'm not really a heel person, right? But nobody looked down at me because I had on sandals, right? So, yeah. But I just wanted to say that, do what makes you feel comfortable. Don't go by family traditions or any of that. Like, it's a girl that I know, we have a mutual friend. She's like, oh, she would never date a man who said that he was atheist. And I'm like, but you would date a man who got 7 kids and don't take care of his kids. That's not very godly either. Like, that, make it make sense. It's like, yeah, I'd rather be with an atheist who worships the ground I walk on. I had a friend, we're not friends now, but he was a perfect gentleman. And I told him several times, I said, you gonna make you a wonderful husband one day. You really are. Like, cook, clean, very romantic. He's not selfish like a lot of men. He was just really good. It's just, he would lie about stupid stuff. And he was judgmental because he used to say to me, oh, I'm gonna get pregnant again. And I didn't think that was funny. And he would like judge homeless people. He had a phobia. It was like little things about him that I just didn't like. But I was like, we could be friends, you know what I mean? But he was atheist. But he was a better man than a lot of men that I know. So you can't judge people by their religion or beliefs. Look at people's actions. And those are my thoughts.